Assalamu alaikum everyone. I'm Myra Edwin Areez and I'm here to offer a course on CSS and PMS second paper, that is English Precis and Composition. Now, of course, this course is basically designed for CSS and PMS aspirants, but this is not just limited to those who are going to appear in their CSS and PMS examination. Any student, anyone who feels that they are weak in their English comprehension or in their English grammar vocabulary can take this course. Now, let me a little bit brief you about this course. It's going to be about an 18-week course, 1.5 month, and we are going to have 3 lectures per week. That is 3 hours of teaching per week. I'm going to take my classes on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. Of course, the timings are flexible and can be changed as well. The basic purpose of this course is that those who are going to appear in the upcoming CSS or PMS exams, or those who are planning to take their exams next year, they are briefed about what's going to what they should expect in the paper, what's going to come, and to train them in their skills of reading comprehension, Precis writing, translation, grammar, and to improve their vocabulary through idioms, proverbs, synonyms, and antonyms, and phrasal verbs. Now, let me tell you a little bit about what sort of a paper this is. I'm sure that all of you know about CSS and PMS, English Precis and Composition paper, but let me tell you, I'm going to share my screen here. Now, this is going to be a CSS PMS English Precis and Composition paper, which is of 100 marks. You know that already. Now, what does this exam, or what will this exam test, and what does this exam normally test? The examination in this subject will be based upon a paper carrying 100 marks to test the candidate's abilities to handle Precis writing, reading comprehension, sentence structure, translation, grammar, and vocabulary. The contents of this paper are divided into 8 sections. Now, this is according to the new syllabus of CSS. The first one is 20-mark objectives of synonyms and antonyms. The second is Precis writing, which is of 20 marks. It's a carefully selected subject with an orientation of generic understanding, and enough flexibility for compression shall be given for precising and suggesting an appropriate title. Out of the total 20 marks allocated to this question, 15 shall go to precising the text and 5 to suggesting the title. Now, what is Precis? Basically, Precis means to summarize, to make something precise and concise. So 20 marks will be for this. Reading comprehension, again 20 marks. A carefully selected passage that is rich in substance but not very technical or discipline specific shall be given, followed by 5 questions, each carrying 4 marks. The fourth part of this paper is about sentence correction, which is 10 marks. The sentences shall be given, each having a clear structural flaw in terms of grammar or punctuation. The candidate shall be asked to rewrite them with really needed corrections only, without making unnecessary alterations. No 2 or more sentences should have exactly the same problem, and 2 to 3 sentences shall be based on correction of punctuation marks. Now, this punctuation mark correction iska एक separate question bhi aata hai, but it might be that some might be inculcated in the same question as well. Now, basically, sentence correction can be based on tenses, articles, conjunctions, phrasal verbs, and other grammatical rules. They might be conditionals, they might be prepositions, and others. The next part is of punctuation, which is 5 marks. A passage would be given to punctuate, or it might be that 5 sentences would be given. The sixth part of this paper is preposition. You have to insert the correct preposition, so 5 marks for this. Then there is sentence making, that's of 10 marks. Some proverbs, idioms, or phrasal verbs will be given to you, and you will have to make a sentence of those, making the meaning of that idiom or proverb or phrasal verb clear to the examiner. The eighth and the final part of this paper is of 10 marks, which is translation. 10 short Urdu sentences involving structural composition, significant terms, and figurative idiomatic expression shall be given to be accurately translated into English. It might be the sentences are not given, but instead a short passage is given, and you have to translate that into English. Now, considering PMS as well and the whole syllabus of CSS, it might be that grouping of words might come, or pair of words to make sentences might come, because PMS course of English Precis and Composition is slightly different from CSS, and these two are part of the PMS one. Now, here are the suggested readings which are given by Federal Public Service Commission. English Grammar in Use, Raymond Murphy. Practical English Usage, Michael Swan. The Little Brown Handbook is there. University English Grammar is there. Write Better, Speak Better. Modern English in Action. Now, besides these, there are a couple of books which I would recommend. These are from my own side. One is a very comprehensive book which I love to teach my students, and have been teaching when I was in Edwards College. I would use this book thoroughly for active voice, passive voice, narration, and other grammar rules. That's a comprehensive English grammar for foreign students. And the second one is How English Works, a grammar practice book, of course, by Michael Swan and Catherine Walter. This is again a good practice book in which different exercises are given, and you can attempt those, practice those for better English grammar. Now, this course which I'm offering, why is this course important? This course will enable the candidates to improve their English comprehension and writing skills, and to enhance their vocabulary. It will also help them to learn and practice techniques of Precis writing, reading comprehension, translation, grammar rules, and others. Such activities will help them to have a better understanding of English language and to express their viewpoint in a better manner. So they'll be able to attempt this English Precis and Composition paper, and not just for those who are appearing in their CSS and PMS, but those who want to improve their grammar or general English, or want to improve their English comprehension. This course is equally significant for them. Now, just like I told you before, course duration and timings, it's going to be a 1.5-month course. 6 weeks would be, you'll be engaged in this course, 3 hours per week. I'll be teaching on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays from 10 p.m. to 11 p.m. The platform that which we are going to use is Zoom, of course. So it's going to be an online course. Now, what's the purpose? The basic purpose of this course is that the candidates, they develop English comprehension and communication skills. So that involves reading, that you are able to read, not just to read, you're able to understand what you're reading, you think about it, and you improve your writing. Formal and lexical aspects of language, vocabulary, and communication. Now, what are the learning outcomes? By the end of this 18-hour course, the candidates will have a clear insight into how to attempt CSS and PMS English Precis and Composition paper, a good grasp over English grammar, especially sentence structure, punctuation, conditionals, prepositions, etc., and extensive vocabulary including synonyms, antonyms, phrasal verbs, idioms, and proverbs, a know-how of writing Precis, develop competence over sense-to-sense translation, not word-to-word translation, but how to translate the sense, and expressive writing power, which is going to be helpful not just in clearing this paper, but the rest of CSS and PMS papers as well. Now, as you know already, that the minimum of 40% is required to pass a compulsory paper in CSS and PMS. So out of 100, 40 is the minimum mark that you have to score. Now, what are the requirements for this course? The candidates are required to be regular and punctual to the Zoom meetings with access to a good internet connection. Both your audio and videos will be switched on, so make sure that you have access to that. To read the assigned material carefully, to respond and show good performance in mock exams, quizzes, and exercises. To complete all tasks given by the instructor in the given time, maintain discipline in class, follow formal code of learning, and respect the privacy of the instructor and fellow candidates. There'll be no sharing of material or screenshots, pictures, or private numbers and email addresses, etc. So make sure that you don't do that. Now, what's going to be my approach? I believe that we learn from our mistakes. So we'll be discussing the common mistakes of English grammar. We'll be discussing how to make amends, how to know right from wrong regarding grammar rules. I encourage my students to ask questions. Everybody would be encouraged to ask questions. The class format would be partially discussion. We'd be discussing the different problems that students are facing in their comprehension of grammar, and partially lecture style class format would be there. The lectures will be a combination of inductive and deductive. I'd be giving you practice exercises, quizzes, activities, and we'll be also solving the past papers of CSS and PMS. Now here's the course breakup. Just like I told you, total number of lectures will be 18, 1 hour each. So I have it over here. Now I've divided these 18 hours into from the middle. So the next 9, the lower 9 or the second half would be more focused on vocabulary, translation. We'd be focusing on Prezi writing and the techniques and how to, the practice and exercises. In the same way, reading comprehension, the techniques and exercises that would be covered in the second half. The first half, we'd be focusing on the grammar rules. We'd be focusing on prepositions, phrasal verbs, articles, conjunctions, conditionals, again, very important, tenses, narration, voice. We'd be also focusing on punctuation and sentence correction. Thank you. So this is what right. So this is what my course is going to offer. And once again, those of you who are planning to appear in the upcoming CSS PMS exams, or those of you who feel that they need to take this course because it's going to help them in the long run, because it's going to help them in their attempting of bachelor's exams or intermediate exams, you're most welcome to contact. And of course, the whole course, once again, let me remind you that the course is structured around CSS and PMS paper. So we'll be following that syllabus, and hopefully it's going to be a wonderful venture. See you. Thank you.